I walked into my own house as a stranger and found my wife working there like she didn't belong. That was the moment I knew something was deeply wrong. She passed me in the foyer pushing a linen cart, eyes lowered, movements careful, almost rehearsed. No reaction, no recognition, not even a glance at the man who had once known every detail of her, her smile, her voice, even the rhythm of her breathing at night. And somehow, that silence told me more than words ever could. I didn't confront her. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make a scene. Instead, I looked around the room, smiled like I was just another guest, and understood one thing immediately. This wasn't a family problem. This was an operation. I had spent 12 years in Black Ops. That kind of life teaches you how to read people, how to spot patterns, how to stay calm when everything around you feels off. But nothing prepares you for this, for walking into the home you sacrificed everything to build, only to find the woman you love treated like hired help and your own children acting like she's invisible. I met her long before life became complicated, before the distance, before the silence, before the damage. She was warm, fearless, and full of life. She laughed loudly, trusted deeply, and believed in us with everything she had. We built our future in tiny apartments with second-hand furniture and big dreams. We made promises when we had almost nothing, and we believed those promises would carry us through anything. Then came the offer. Classified, dangerous, high stakes. The kind of job that changes everything. I told her it was temporary. I told her I was doing it for us. And she told me she would wait. So I went. I sent money. I sent letters. I sent every part of myself I could, even from a distance. But in the process, I missed too much. Birthdays, first steps, funerals, family milestones I can never get back. Still, I believed there was a reason for it all. I thought I was building security, a future, a safe place for the people I loved. That mansion was never about status. It was supposed to be protection. But the changes started quietly. Messages became shorter. Calls felt colder. Photos stopped coming. And at some point, my children stopped calling me Dad and started calling me Sir. I told myself it was the distance. That long deployments change families. That time apart creates awkwardness. I explained away every red flag because sometimes, when you've survived chaos for too long, you start calling pain normal. Then I got out, and I started digging. There was no dramatic confession. No single moment where everything came crashing down. The truth came in documents, property records, trust revisions, unauthorized transfers, legal signatures that should never have existed. My name had been removed from things I built. Assets had been rerouted. Control had shifted, quietly, strategically, and over time. And the deeper I looked, the clearer it became. My wife had not done this alone. She had been manipulated, managed, isolated. The man sitting at the head of that breakfast table wasn't protecting her. He was controlling her. Everything around her had been designed to shrink her world, to make her dependent, to make her doubt herself, to make everyone else accept a lie as normal. Even the children had been pulled into it, taught what to believe without ever realizing they were being used. That was the moment I stopped reacting emotionally and started thinking strategically. I didn't confront anyone. I built a plan. Because one thing Black Ops teaches you is this: you do not move when you're angry. You move when the truth is complete and the timing is right. So, I reassembled my team. Not soldiers this time, professionals, lawyers, analysts, accountants, investigators. Different battlefield. Same discipline. We traced everything. The money trails, the shell companies, the abuse of legal authority, the manipulation tactics, the debt structures, the false narratives. And we uncovered the worst part of all. My wife wasn't working in that house because she had chosen that life. She had been reduced to it. Her identity had been stripped down piece by piece until dependence looked normal. I let the illusion continue just long enough for every move to be documented. Then I acted. The first step was quiet. Accounts were frozen. Trusts were audited. Emergency court orders were filed before most of them had even had breakfast. The second step hit harder. Advocacy professionals got involved. Psychological evaluations were ordered. School counselors were interviewed. Records were reviewed. And then came the final move. I bought the debt attached to the mansion. All of it. That house no longer belonged to the man pretending to run everything. It belonged to me. I waited until evening. He was relaxed when the knock came at the door. That kind of confidence only exists when someone thinks they're untouchable. He opened the door expecting control. Instead, he found consequence. I handed him the documents and watched his expression change in real time. The confidence faded first. Then the certainty. Then the mask. Behind him, my wife stood frozen. And then she recognized me, not as a memory, not as a ghost from another life, but as the man who had come back and finally seen the truth. She tried to speak, but I stopped her gently. Not yet. Then I said what needed to be said. To him, I made it clear he should have paid closer attention to whose foundation he was standing on. To her, I said I was sorry she had been made to forget her own strength. And to my children, I said this: the truth does not need permission to exist. The entire house went silent. And in that silence, everything shifted. Within 48 hours, he lost the power he had built around himself. His access, his image, his influence. One by one, it all disappeared. My wife began the long process of reclaiming herself, her voice, her name, her independence. It didn't happen overnight. Healing never does. But for the first time in a long time, she had space to breathe again. And me? I didn't win because someone else lost. I won because the truth came back into the room. Because control was broken. Because manipulation was exposed. Because what was stolen finally started to return. That's what real justice looks like. It's not always loud. It's not always dramatic. And it doesn't need applause. It's careful. It's deliberate. And when it arrives, it changes everything. That night, as I walked away, the lights in the mansion shut off one by one behind me. I didn't turn around. Some battles end with chaos. Others end with clarity. This one ended exactly the way it should have, with the truth finally standing in the light. If this story moved you, remember this: never ignore the quiet signs that something isn't right. Protect the people you love. Trust your instincts, and never underestimate the power of truth when it finally rises.